Woo! Hey everybody! This is pretty much the last day of the road trip. Just in the hotel now, getting some breakfast. You know what? I think this is actually the nicest breakfast. Hotel breakfast. They had these grits. And I asked the lady there what a grits was. And at first she's like, oh, it's just grits. But it's like a cornmeal thing or something, I don't know. But, yeah. Grits is, I don't know. It's like oatmeal but corn, I guess. And they call it grits for whatever reason. Alright, so we're leaving whatever town we were in, and we're headed towards the Great Sand Dunes. Still driving through mountains. Today's a lot of driving. And yeah. I think there was a South Fork. I was like, South Fork? Maybe this is the town that South Park is based off of, since we're in Colorado. But yeah, shortly after we leave the mountains and we wind up in like a farm area. And they had all these like sprinkler systems that were like spinning. Well, they weren't really spinning that much. But yeah, we could see the mountain for like 100 kilometers in the distance. That was kind of a neat lapse of us approaching the mountain. You can kind of see the Great Sand Dunes as well. But the mountains kind of make it seem like the sand dunes aren't really that big. You're like, oh, we can climb up that sand dune, no problem. So yeah, here's that park selfie sign selfie. Get in, check out that visitor center, because everybody wants to get like a patch or a sticker or something. It's kind of nice that you can see the sand dunes from here. So yeah, keep driving in. Now we're ready to begin the hike. Well, I gotta like eat some jerky. Get that salt in me so I don't dehydrate in the desert. So yeah, this is kind of neat. There's a little bug here, pretty much right at the entrance. But there is stuff that lives in the sand. I see that guy, he's walking barefoot. I'm thinking, oh, that's a great idea, because my shoes are already filling up with sand. So I take off my shoes and begin walking. Everybody's like way ahead now. It's like, whatever. I don't have sand in my shoes. Then it gets a little bit more rocky and I'm like, alright, fuck it, I'm putting on my shoes again. Now everyone's like way ahead. Alright, well, whoops. So yeah, making my way up the dune. I'm like, yeah, okay, this isn't too bad. And I'm up one dune basically. Like, oh man, there's a lot of dunes left. Ooh. But at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. You can see the sand blowing over the dune. It's very windy. There's other people who have like snowboards, but I guess they're sand boards. They're sliding around on the dunes. Alright. So pretty soon, I don't know what happened. I lost a bunch of footage. But I get about maybe halfway, maybe not even halfway up the dune, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm leaving. So here's some Max footage. He's most of the way up, filming around. There's Arthur. It's steeper than it looks. There's definitely parts where you need to crawl up it. And look at how much more windy it gets. And I guess the sand up on top is maybe lighter, or like light enough to get blown up top. So it's even more like sand blowing in your face. They're all sandy. And Max, I feel like you messed up, because we hiked all the way up to this, like the sand dune, or at least you did. And this is the only point where you can see the rest of the Great Sand Dune, because from where we were, we could only see that one side. But there's this whole other part of like the desert area that we can't really see unless you go to the top to like look onto the rest of the dune. Luckily, Tyler's got us covered. As you can see, that's the mountainside, and then you can look onto the dune side. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Here's some clips of people running down. It was fun going down. Like one of the things that I was going to talk about is how every step you take, unless you do like a perfect step and like line up your foot right so your like weight is dispersed evenly enough, every step your feet sinks in. So it feels like you take one step and then you sink like half a step, and it's just brutal. But walking down, it's like you take one step and then you sink an additional bit, so you got super steps going on. Too bad we didn't have something to slide down on, because that would have been cool. Yeah, so back in the car and we're driving. I think now we're headed towards Colorado Springs. Kind of forget though. And the rest of the episode is also just going to be GoPro footage, because I guess something happened with my cell phone. But yeah, we wound up wherever we were going, and we went to an Olive Garden. I got some chicken and shrimp thing, and that was good.